Last week, we were making our way up through the bays of North Carolina. After learning that, despite months of planning, we will not be getting our warranty work resolved in the Chesapeake in July, we were hoping to hop offshore from Oregon Inlet straight to New England. But after a careless mistake when reefing in a recent squall, we tore our mainsail.
And our mainsail just ripped.
So we decided to detour up the ICW toward Hampton, Virginia, where there are some sailmakers who may be able to repair it for us. And to be perfectly honest, a lot of our summer cruising plans kind of hinges on this repair getting done sooner rather than later. We left Manteo, North Carolina on a sunny day with just enough wind for some perfect sailing with 3 reefs in the mainsail, which is the only way we could sail with the mainsail without causing more damage, and the screecher off the bow.
Are you happy, doggy?
As the open bays of North Carolina ended, we turned the engines on and started our trek through the narrow, windy section of ICW that leads us to the North Carolina-Virginia border and eventually to the mouth of the Chesapeake. The wind really started to pick up, and it was unfortunate we were so constrained by the narrow channel with shallow water just outside, because this would have been some really fun, fast sailing. Through our years and years of cruising on different boats and in different areas of the world, we have gotten more comfortable experimenting with getting into uncharted anchorages when conditions allow and when there are no rocks to hit.
Are we stuck again?
Knowing the bottom is all mud in this area, we tried to get into a little area just off the ICW to anchor for the night.
When you bump like this, what's your technique of getting out?
Reversing.
But you're kind of like walking backwards.
Well, just because the wind is pushing the bow over, I'm just trying to back straight out into deep water, so I'm just maneuvering the boat to back out into that, straight out into that deep water. But our first couple slow attempts were met with a soft bottom.
We could have a whole OnlyFans where you just drive the boat with your feet. And then we could make some money. You're a pretty lady.
After reading some other people's recommendations for the area and another attempt, we made it in and anchored among the many crab pots, trying our best to keep them out of our swing radius.
Yeah.
We'll just have to check in the morning and make sure we don't swing over one of these crab pot buoys. But I guess they'll swing a little bit too. They certainly don't have the scope that we do, but I don't think we'll swing over them. But before I put any engines in gear in the morning, we'll have to look under the boat and make sure.
Don't breathe!
He pooped everywhere!
me go so fast. Oh my god. I forgot my shoes, so I'm stuck to the tiny little dock thing. Can confidently say you should do that. Manteo was super cool. We got so lucky and we ended up there just in time for this like giant fireworks show, and we had the perfect spot. So couldn't have been any better timing. We weren't really super planning on going there, but then with the rip sail, kind of all just worked out. Whoa, look at this. I can't even remember if we filmed this, but 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, when we were in Bridgeport, Connecticut getting our first round of warranty work done, we were walking Jetty in the boatyard and she walked in a tick's nest. And then we didn't know, and she was in the boat and in our bed, and there was hundreds of ticks everywhere. So now I have a fear of, like, you know, that happening again. Are we allowed to be here?
There's no trespassing signs or anything like that. So yeah.
Does every human being have a no trespassing sign on their private property? My parents sure don't. Just a big billboard. She didn't go?
She peed. She didn't poo.
I'll just continue walking. I found something really cool.
What? Whoa. What kind of fish is it?
I don't know, but look at his teeth. Look at his teeth.
Wow, that's crazy.
Present if you feel the need to trash him.
Swim.
I really don't want to go back to the bugs.
We'll hose them off.
And they've like left marks. Like, what is this green stuff that they're like releasing?
You hear it?
guys, we have been trying to get rid of these bugs for so long now, and there's still thousands of them. Thank goodness we slept with the AC and the doors closed and all the windows closed last night, because the night before that we were like, oh no, it's perfect temperature, like we're gonna embrace this 74-degree weather and leave everything open, which we did, and it was wonderful. But can you imagine if we had done that in this spot with all these bugs? They would be, thousands of them would be inside, and we're spraying them down with water. We have literally just wasted all of our water trying to get rid of them, and the amount that you kill, more just come from different areas and fill the space that you just cleaned. So I really don't know what to do. Like, we're moving now, so you would, and it's pretty windy, so you'd think that it would like get them out of here, but no, there's hundreds all over the mainsail, thousands, like, because I'm like spraying in the cockpit, like under the solar panels above the dinghy, like they just move back there, and then when I spray it back there, they all move forward. We need like a giant leaf blower or something, but I don't know what to do. And like, we need to come in and out, and they're starting to come inside every time we open the door. Oy.
We've been through this area of the ICW many times before, and in a few different boats, and it's always neat to pass through the different kinds of bridges and even a small lock. It's also cool to see the transition from the seemingly remote backwaters of North Carolina and Virginia to the more industrial and military areas as we get closer to Norfolk. So I heard from some of our friends, and then I read on the review that they were, well, on the review someone said we're 64 feet and we hit all our antennas on there. So I don't know what's incorrect. That said exactly 64 on the wall right there. We call our antenna, like with the, at the top of the antenna, it's 63 and change, we call it. So I think that's a few inches conservative. But yeah, no trouble for us. I think our friends said they hit with their antennas too. Yeah, maybe we're less than I think, but we'll keep calling it 63 and change. If I see less than 64, I get nervous. Across the water from Norfolk is historic Portsmouth, where there are a couple options for free 36-hour dockage on the waterfront. So we made our way in and tied up for the night. How's that, love?
Okay, it's been more than 24 hours, and I didn't think we were ever going to be rid of them, but we woke up this morning and they're all dead. So now we just get to vacuum them up and then use the rest of our very little remaining water that we didn't waste yesterday trying to kill them. learned years and years and years ago, before we had a water maker. If you're running low on water and need a little bit of fuel, if you go to the fuel dock and get fuel and say, hey, do you mind if we grab some water? As long as you're paying for something, they usually don't mind. If there's a long line of boats, obviously they don't like that, but if it's like in the middle of the week and you're not taking up any space or any extra time because you're there anyways, then they normally don't care. So that is what we were going to do. We just got fuel the other day. We can last a lot longer. However, we're almost out of water and we don't really want to run the water maker in here, so we're gonna go get it from the fuel dock. 100.
All right, yeah, well, so we'll shoot to be there at 9 tomorrow, and yeah, let me know if anything changes. This is my cell phone, so call or text or whatever. All right, awesome, Jim. Appreciate that.
What'd you find out?
The Doyle here is going to repair the sail.
How long?
If he has the material in, he thinks he can, and he'll try to have it done by Friday, so the end of the week.
Whoa, that's still a possibility to getting us to Maine.
Taking the mainsail off may sound like a simple thing, but on a cruising catamaran, it's a bit more involved than simply dropping the sail and folding it up. First, we have to pull out all of the long fiberglass battens out of the batten pockets. And we have to unshackle the 6 reef blocks from the reefing points of the sail. We have to disconnect the tack and the clew, and then we have to disconnect the sail from the batten cars. Lastly, we have to flake the sail nice and neat and fold it or roll it up for transport. And I'll be honest, it's not the lightest thing to carry around.
Okay guys, we just dropped off the sail, and the Doyle sailmaker here in Hampton, Virginia, he showed up early and he said he thinks he's gonna have it done before Friday, which is like mind-blowing to me. He was like confident. So
and Friday already, it's Tuesday now, so for him to have it repaired and back to us on Friday, that's amazing. And if it's earlier than that, that's incredible. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we're impressed.
I'm still a little doubtful just knowing how all this goes, but I will be so impressed if that actually happens. I will say I'm glad it happened on this trip and not when we were reefing and unreefing and reefing and unreefing on our way to Grenada when we had no fuel and we were running away from the hurricane, because if we had lost that sail then, that would have been so stressful.
I don't think we had no fuel.
We didn't have enough fuel to make it to Trinidad.
Oh, maybe we were just pushing it. We certainly did have fuel, and we probably had enough, but I think we were just pushing it a little bit.
We had enough to, pull into whatever island we ripped a sail in front of, but not enough to, be only motoring for another 4 islands.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember. But, yeah, thank goodness it didn't happen then. More so because you would have freaked out.
I was already having panic attacks. I would have had a major one. And I'm sure someone could have repaired the sail here, but it's nice that this is a Doyle guy.
Yeah.
And it does look like this weekend there could be good enough weather for us to just head offshore and go straight to New England, which gets us right where we need to be so we can go through the Cape Cod Canal and make it to Maine before the end of the season. should we hold our breath or should we not? I'm not sure, but it is all pretty much dependent on whether the sale comes back.
But we don't
by
want
Friday.
to just make it to Maine because
We know, we want to explore. That's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah,
Enough time to make it worth it.
Yeah, because guys, we have this warranty stuff, the decks and some other warranty work that we've been trying to plan, and we kind of missed the mark.
We didn't.
We didn't.
The mark was
missed. The mark was missed that we've been planning for so long to try to get this work done in July in the Chesapeake, because that would have, if we got this work done like before we're here, if we got this work done by August, then we could be cruising. But now like it's kind of all messed up, and I don't know, we're trying to plan the work, but we want to, like, if we're going to Maine, hopefully that work gets done quickly and then we actually have time to cruise. Otherwise it's just a silly delivery trip to bring the boat up to Maine to get work done for no reason, like if we're not going to be able to enjoy it and cruise around there.
We are trying to make the most of our season, ignoring the warranty work and obviously making sure the warranty work gets done. So right now Maine is an option, but my goal of Maine is to actually see Maine, not to just deliver the boat to Maine, you know? Because if we're just doing that, we might as well just bring the boat to anywhere.
Yeah.
That doesn't involve another 1,000 miles or whatever. So, fingers crossed we can get to Maine in enough time to appreciate and explore and take full advantage of everything Maine has to offer. But we shall see. Next week, if the sale gets done, where we will be going.
Guys, is this the end of this video?
Yeah.
Guys, we still have a summer sale going on. We're going to allow it to run for one more week, and then that's it. So just use coupon code SUMMERSALE in the Tula shop. The link is in the description, and my phone's ringing right now.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.